Hello, everyone. My name is Tyler Rogers, founder, owner of Privet Network, and licensed professional private investigator. Today, we are diving into the blog post titled, How Do Private Investigators Help Police in Their Work? Have you ever wondered how private investigators help police and law enforcement? The question often comes up, and if you're curious about the role of PIs in criminal investigations, you're in the right place. Here at Priven, we are here to answer your questions and provide insights into collaboration between PIs and police. So, how do private investigators help the police? There's many times that I've worked a case and provided evidence to local law enforcement, police departments, just in relation to a case matter. So whether it's a personal or professional entity or client that is trying to reach out to us to perform a private investigation, sometimes, and in a most recent case, we were trying to attempt to find some items that were stolen, and we had gotten them back. We had found through a subject's profile, after waiting for several months, that they were actually selling the items on Facebook Marketplace. It is actually a very common and stupid place for somebody to post the things that they have stolen, and sometimes we get lucky and we actually find the information in the most open areas, right? So, performing some OSINT type investigation, we're able to actually uncover a lot of this information. So I'm just going to dive right in. How do private investigators help police? PIs play a crucial role in assisting police in their work by providing specialized skills. So that could be the OSINT piece and the HUMINT piece, time and resources to aid in investigations. So maybe sometimes police don't have the resources or time to actually investigate, these facts, and that's why a client could potentially go the route of hiring a private investigator. This collaboration can lead to more efficient case resolution and enhanced justice. So that enhanced justice piece, just hiring a private investigator. According to a study published in the International Journal of Law, Crime, and Justice, collaborations between private investigators and police can increase the efficiency of investigations by up to 30%, because private investigators, they're giving their time, they're devoting their time to the case. Particularly in complex cases such as fraud and missing persons. Additionally, collaborations between PIs and police have been shown to increase the success rate of case resolutions. In terms of resources, PIs help police and law enforcement solve cases by using databases, and these databases could be DelvePoint, TLO, IDI. There's tons of different databases out there, tracers, IRB, that we utilize to conduct the search. So, specialized skills. Private investigators bring a diverse set of skills and expertise to their work, making them valuable allies in complex investigations where police may need additional support, such as digital forensics. So using tools such as Cellbrite, Axiom, being able to actually dive in and use those items that are available to us, although expensive, being able to use a sandbox to actually look through maybe a phone, maybe in a private or personal matter. Using these tools is very effective. Surveillance and undercover work. There's a lot of times that nobody would even suspect that I'm a private investigator, just because, maybe one day I'm wearing something different. Maybe I'm parked on the side of the road conducting surveillance, and I have a hard hat on and a pickup truck and maybe even a magnet on the side of my truck. So just being able to blend in with the actual environment. Research and analytical skills. PIs possess strong research skills, enabling them to sift through vast amounts of data, identify patterns, and draw accurate conclusions. So there's several different tools that we use, and it all depends on the type of investigation that we are currently doing. All right, going into time and resource dedication, kind of going back to the initial piece, focused investigations. So unlike police departments, which may be overwhelmed with multiple cases, PIs can dedicate more time and resources to individual investigations. So instead of being a detective that has 10, 20, 30 cases at a time sitting on their desk, we're able to actually devote our time to that one specific case. And I'm not saying that every private investigator only has one case at a time on their desk, but we're able to actually hone in and focus on specific case matters and details. Contributions to different cases, there's missing persons, there's fraud, there's corporate espionage, all these different types of cases. We're able to actually hone in and actually focus in these types of cases. So in the missing persons type case, we're actually able to, interview people, maybe track down some leads, build a profile on these people to actually understand, maybe what had happened. In terms of, fraud investigations, sometimes we're able to trace financial transactions and identify suspects. In corporate espionage, we're able to maybe gather some intelligence. And in a case that I've had, in days past, we were retained to actually place an employee of ours at a workplace and have them work there for several weeks and gather information to see who was selling information to a competitor. So moving on to interpersonal and communication skills, effective communications. So PIs must communicate clearly and concisely with clients, witnesses, and law enforcement. So that's a very crucial piece. Being able to take all these different parties and communicate with them effectively so we can actually find resolution. Interviewing techniques. Skilled in interviewing, PIs can extract important facts, identify inconsistencies, and assess the credibility of sources. This ability is crucial in gathering reliable evidence and testimonies. And a lot of retired police officers are able to interview people and gather all these facts relatively quickly. Some tools and resources that we use and have used in the past. Drones, it's not something that we use all the time, but in some cases, just depending on some areas require licensing, some don't. But we've actually been able to find, lost pets, lost and stolen items, GPS trackers, very controversial topic. But depending on the situation, it is something that we could potentially use. And then we have surveillance. Public records is always going to be a good one. We utilize a ton of different resources, maybe even newspaper.com to gather information. And then, of course, going back to the private databases, we do use those very often. Understanding legal knowledge. So being able to understand, legal procedures and how evidence that's gathered is going to be admissible in court. And then we also have the compliance piece where we have to make sure that we are complying with local and federal laws when it comes to gathering evidence and it actually being, again, admissible in court. Jumping into the commonly asked questions, do PIs have the same powers as police? No, we do not. We cannot make arrests. We are a civilian just like the general public. We're just there to gather information, gather intel, and provide that information to our clients in a report that they can then do something with. How do PIs gather information? We covered that. PIs gather information through surveillance, interviews, and access to public records and private databases. And that wraps up today's video. Again, thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.